My name is Lindsay, and really I just wanted to first thank you for just taking this time out to sacrifice on behalf of all of us, also to so it's kind of a personal thing. My sister, as of a week ago, it's been 12 years since she died of a drug overdose. She left behind a 2-year-old at the time, so he's a teenager now. My mom is raising him. And that was just one of generations of that happening in our family. My grandparents raised me for a time as well. And I see this horrible phenomenon happening more and more, where people are depressed and they are helpless and hopeless, and they then go towards drugs and become addicted, and then it doesn't just affect them, but the entire generation that raised them, because then they oftentimes end up raising their own grandchildren. And for my grandparents, they were on a fixed income, so I know what a sacrifice it was for them to do. My mom, she works in a grocery store, and she's raising my nephew. Her store that she's already worked at for some time has already gotten rid of a lot of jobs because of automation. My fear is obvious that what if it comes to her job, what's going to happen to her, what's going to happen to my nephew. So my question really is, what do you see the Freedom Movement doing in terms of generational effects? Because in my mind, there's nothing clearer than what you're proposing to just have lasting change, but especially in terms of people who are addicted to drugs and how that affects generations. How do you see Freedom Movement essentially being used for them?
Well, Lindsay, can I give you a hard First, thank you for sharing. I mean, that was beautiful. I'll have a conversation with you all on Mike's side. So there are two components to what you're describing. Number one is the substance abuse epidemic in our country. 8 Americans die of drug overdoses, mainly opiates, every hour still. There was a point in the not-so-distant past that there were more opiate prescriptions in the state of Ohio than there were human beings in the state of Ohio. And our government turned a blind eye to this. Our government said, well, I guess that's appropriate. And it was a failure of catastrophic proportions. Families, communities have gotten destroyed by it, and there's no bringing people back. So we have to come clean and say, as a country, we have failed our people by allowing Purdue Pharma and these drug companies to essentially prey on people, dispense these OxyContin prescriptions and pretend he's not addicted. We fined them $635 million, which sounds like a lot, until you realize they made $30 billion and they got a 2% fine. And our relatives are paying the price for them essentially making blood money off of us. So as president, number one, I would go to these drug companies and say, every dime you made wrecking our lives, we're going to take back. And then we're going to... all that money and then some and put it back into our community so that anyone who's actually trying to get better and getting seek treatment, money should not be an obstacle for that person. Now this is not a money problem, this is a human problem. I can't just go wave money and make it better. But money cannot be the obstacle. If we're trying to get healthier and stronger, we have to pay for treatment. Especially because the government turned a blind eye to this and let it happen. If your government screws up at that level, then the least you can do is try and give you a path back. The third thing is, because our government allowed this plague, we have to stop treating it as an individual failure. I would decriminalize opiate use on a personal level. So if you're an addict, we refer you straight to counseling and treatment and not to a jail cell. And let everyone know that's at this level and saying it's your fault they're an addict. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Be like, look, if you're a dealer, you're going straight to jail. But if you're struggling with addiction, you should know if you step forward, just get help, no criminal record, like we just have to try and help you. Now, as for money in people's hands, it sounds like your nephew's 14, you know, and your mom's a freaking superhero. Let's give her a mom a round. So let's imagine a situation where your mom started getting $1,000 a month, and so her grocery store job, if it's precarious, she's not as frankly stressed out about it, mentally to a degree. You get $1,000 a month, and I'm sure you would be a pretty good aunt to take your nephew out to a movie or something. And then when he turns 18, he gets $1,000 a month, and so then he starts thinking, well, should I go to community college? Should I go to trade school? Should I go figure it out? He'll actually have a leg to stand on. And the problems that we're seeing in our communities, I'm going to say something that's somewhat controversial, but they're very gendered, in the sense that men in particular deal very, very badly with not having a path forward. And we have a real boy and men problem in our country right now. And as a parent of a boy with special needs, I know you have the wrong boy in the wrong school that's not getting support they need. Things can go very, very bad. And it's generally very, very bad for the boy, but it's also sometimes very, very bad for the family or the community or people around them. So, to me, this freedom dividend starts actually letting our people, letting our children, like your nephew, know that we actually care about them. We actually value them. Because kids, the biggest fear kids have, as far as I can tell as a parent, is that they're worthless. It's like if a kid feels like they're worthless, then it's very, very tough to somehow reverse that. And we have to let them know that they're actually incredibly valuable. They're our kids, we love them, and we will invest in them. We'll invest in them more than we invest in this corporate welfare that we're letting run amok in this country.
Yeah.